What's up, y'all? It's your girl Sakina, and I'm back with another review. This is my review for the Real Housewives of New York. Hold on, my battery is trying to die on my little video phone. This is I have my phone, and then I have an old phone of mine that I record on. So yeah, this is my review for the Real Housewives of New York. This, in my head, is season 2, episode 2. But according to Bravo, this is season 15, episode 2. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm trying to shape my fro, y'all. It's a little wonky today. I don't know. But it opens up with Eron and Uba down at the wig shop with Eron's mom. I forgot to mention on episode 1 that her mom has breast cancer, and so she's dealing with that. So because her mom has breast cancer, you know, with chemo comes hair loss. So Eron made the decision to cut her hair to her mom's length. Now, she didn't cut it bald or anything, and that's what I honestly thought it was gonna be. Like, okay, well, if you're gonna, go the cutting hair route, they typically, shave it all off. But her mom still has her hair. She's in her, I think, her 3rd round of chemo, her 3rd week. And she said she's now starting to feel a little strange. So, Eron cut her hair to show her support to her mom. And so they're looking for wigs. Uba said that Eron called her and shared the news about her mother's diagnosis. She was the first one that Eron called. And she said she feels like, one, it's because we know that Uba lost her mom. And also because, she's a good friend. She's always there for the people she loves. And so they got into what happened the night before, which was Bren's party with everybody getting into it with her. So Eron feels like Bren was trying to sabotage her friendship with Jenna, because it's like, girl, why would you go and remix this story? I need friends right now. I'm going through a lot with my mom, and then you go and tell Jenna I said some ish that I never said. Eron also feels like this is another one of those situations like Cheesegate from season 1, where Bren hears something, she takes it, runs with it, and makes it seem worse than what it actually is. Now, Eron said in her confessional that when they went on the cash trip last year, Jenna shared with all of the ladies that there were some times where her money was funny. And that wasn't an exclusive thing between her and Eron. It was something that she shared with everybody. And so she feels like with Eron telling Bren about the whole Uber situation, Bren took that and was like, oh, yeah, well, we know she had money problems in the past. And so it got to be one of those situations where the money is dry. Sis is poor, and that's the reason why she ain't got that $200 to give Eron. I could see that. I could see that being the situation. I said, when Eron was saying that, I was like, oh, okay, you might be on to something. But still, I still need Eron to be upfront with Jenna and let her know that, yeah, I am annoyed at the fact that you have not paid me back. I need my money. It's the principle, whatever. You need to communicate that to Jenna, because you do slick have some undercover pressure towards her, Eron. So how long you gonna let that boil? Because y'all are already in a gray space right now, or she feels like her and Jenna are in a gray space. And so it's like, when you gonna address the elephant in the room? Uba brings up Abe. I think that's her husband's name. Brings up him. And Eron starts crying. She was like, I feel like I don't have the support. She said that he went and made a decision that didn't include her, and she found out about it in the midst of her mom's diagnosis, and he's not there for her. And she's devastated by it, because at this point she feel like she can't trust him. And Uba was like, I'm here for her whenever she needs me, but I can't basically support you when I don't know the full story. It do sound like Abe either cheated, which is like first thought in my mind, or made some business decision behind her back and didn't consult her. I don't know. But whatever it was, he done lost her trust, and sis is breaking down crying. Girl, how long you gonna wait this out? Tell us what's going on. Sai and Jenna, they meet up and they have a conversation about the kids, or Sai's kids, going off to school. Her daughter is trying to go to LaGuardia for ballet, and she's nervous about that because her daughter doesn't take well to rejection. You have to audition and things like that. So Jenna shared her story about when she applied to college and how it was hard for her. And then they touch on what happened at Bren's party. Sai was not expecting to lose her cool the way that she did, but clearly Bren had triggered her, so that's what came out. Jenna really isn't tripping about it. Even when Sai was letting her know, hey, I really do like you. I don't understand why Bren would go and say, I hated you. I'm so glad that Jenna made it very clear, hey, don't put all the blame on Bren, because again, I've heard this from several people. It's not just a Bren thing. And this is where I feel like Sai lacks accountability. Yes, regardless, you may not have used the word hate, but you displayed and verbalized that you do not like Jenna. And not only did you verbalize that to Bren, but it sounded like you went on a world tour, Miss Ma'am. So own that. Which she did own last week in last week's episode. She did say, yes, I did say that I can't stand you. I want to know why. Well, no, I think she did say why. I think she said because she feels like she's not open. Okay, so she's done that. But yeah, I do agree with Jenna when it comes down to, girl, don't get to pointing the finger too much, because at the end of the day, this is something that you've said not only to Bren but to everybody else but me. So let's be clear. So yeah, it does sound like Sai is trying to lean on that a little bit more than she should be. But Sai actually apologized to the whole group. She texted everybody, let everybody know. She also reached out to Bren separately and apologized and said that she had no intentions on ruining her party. She was just hurt. She, thought they were friends and she wanted to work things out. She wanted to have a conversation with her. Bren left her on red. So again, I feel like Sai, just like you said last episode, let Bren come to you, because you have reached out on multiple occasions and she is not giving you any type of energy. So, I mean, y'all working on the show together. So at some point, y'all are going to have a sit down. But yeah, let Bren come to you, girl. She said even in the holidays, she know how Bren gets emotional and stuff. And she was like, hey, if you're not in California, you can come to my house, whatever. And nothing. So leave her where she is. I don't know how many attempts you have to give a person before you decide to just leave it where it is. But girl, leave her alone. I will say though, I do like this side of Sai, where she is being accountable. She is owning up to her shit. And she is trying a different approach. I think that I could get on board with Sai if she keeps this up. Because again, like I said, I was not feeling this man last season. But I'm liking this. Shout out to therapy. Sai also wants to know why she gets so much backlash when it comes down to her outburst and being mad and stuff. But when it comes down to Bren, everybody let it slide. And Jenna is like, well, I don't necessarily like the way, she don't let it slide per se, but it seems like they do, because they said that Bren does a lot of stuff behind the scenes and off camera. She sends crazy threats and emails and text messages and stuff. And in her confessional, Sai had read off a text message that Bren sent describing herself as carbon monoxide. You won't see her coming. She'll creep up on them and take them out, basically. That's it. Is she a Scorpio? Like, I tried to look it up on Google and I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find her birthday. I said, maybe, with that flirtatious personality and, she's sneaking up on people to sting them and stuff. I don't know. Y'all let me know if y'all know Bren's zodiac sign. But, Jenna, she not gonna give you too much when it come down to it. So she is really on some, I don't like to argue. I feel like, the angry text, she don't prefer that. She likes personal conversations. Okay. Well, what I can gather from this is Bren is not as innocent as she tries to make it seem on camera, at least. This quick little scene of Uba working out, she in love, so she got a little love weight on her. And she talking about she wanted to get pregnant in 8 months or something. I do feel like you need to slow your roll a little bit, girl. Get to know the man before you have his baby. Trust me. We already know babies change a lot of things, girl. Be comfortable with the two of y'all before you start adding a new addition. That's too much of a commitment. Like, hold on. But moving on to Raquel, we get to see a little of her family life. Her daughter is making a pasta for school. And so she pulling out the recipe and stuff. It's Connecticut pasta, some pasta that she had in Connecticut. Her wife said, look, we only got 2 options to eat. That's our favorite one. But, she don't cook. So we only got 2 things to choose from. So then Raquel was asking her wife to help her cook. And she was like, hold on, let me rub the dog down. He a little anxious. Her daughter was like, he is always anxious. What's new? We learned that her wife is a forensic neuropsychologist, and she takes her work home sometimes when it comes down to the dogs. The dogs, they got 3 of them, and they're like children. We all know anybody who has dogs, absolutely, they are like children. Her wife spoils the dogs down. They have spa days, masseuse, all these fancy things. And I said, look, they are expensive. I got a rabies appointment for my dog later today because I want to take her to the groom. My girl is looking real broke down, and I don't want to do it. Typically, I will do my dog's grooming myself, but I haven't mastered it yet. And I know it takes practice, but it's a lot going on. You know, we have family here from Florida. We have a packed house. And I just don't have the energy between my stepdad's family, my own family stuff. My life has just been all over, okay? So I don't have that to do. I have to go get her rabies shot so she can go get groomed tomorrow and look like a whole new dog because, yeah, she's well overdue. But anywho, dogs are very expensive. And then when you have 3 of them, that's crazy. We have 2, but I have my dog and my mom has her dog. So we... you know. So Raquel was mentioning making the dogs food. That's something that I do want to incorporate with our dogs here. We just haven't made it there yet. So they making the food for the dogs, and she said in her confessional that they make the kids do Uber Eats. Meanwhile, the dogs is doing some fine dining. I said, child, look, get it together. How you gonna give the dog steak and your kids over here eating McDonald's? But they got them dogs spoiled. Now, spoil the kids. Get the kids some steak, too. Do a 2 for 1. Oh, my goodness. So, this next scene is Eron going over to Bren's house. Now, we see Bren getting some water from a bottle. And then she was like, nah, this bitch deserves tap. So, then she goes to the faucet. I'm thinking she's talking about her dog. But, yes, we learned that Eron is actually coming to her house. And she is, what Erica De Niro say, trekking the tundra to get to her apartment. Shout out to Erica. Now, okay, now hold on. Because when Erica be saying, look, I'm not coming for you, Erica. I love you down. When she say trekking the tundra, if I remember correctly, a tundra is snow, right? Like a snowy area. But Erica be saying it like it's the desert. Hold on. Because I remember, like, the Tundra cars and stuff. And I was like, I think the commercials always used to be, like, the car speed in the snow. Okay, so I guess it can go both ways. Because it says, Tundra is a type of biome where tree growth is hindered by frigid temperatures and short growing seasons. Okay, so it is still based around cold climate. Okay. Shout out to Erica. Hey, girl. Anywho, enough of that. Yeah, Eron is going up flights and flights and flights of stairs. And the stairway is so narrow. It's like, you see like a handicap seat, like, you know, the seat that you sit down and, like, it takes you up the stairway. They have one of those. I said, oh my gosh, I know it's a tight space for that person to sit down and be carried up those stairs because it's so narrow. Baby, she is hot and sweaty. And so Bren opens the door for her and sits down on the couch. So by the time she makes it up to the apartment, she could just let herself in. So Eron comes in. Bren is on her phone and she on some, hey, yeah, I got some water for you because I knew you was going to be thirsty after doing all that walking. Yeah, the elevator is broke. Very dismissive, very cut and dry. So Eron comes in. Oh, yeah, she also makes notice of her haircut and was like, you going through some things to the point where you had to cut your hair? Oh! Now, Eron already said that Bren is aware that her mother is going through breast cancer. So, girl, what is you giving me all this tool for? Eron sits down. And they get straight into it. Eron's like, look, I've been very raw, very emotional lately. Like, I understand if I said anything to offend you the other day. You know, she was gearing up to apologize. And Bren was like, like, you don't remember what you said? Oh, okay, well, I'll remind you. Do you want me to tell you? Eron was like, well, I'm trying to apologize. Okay, Eron, You could have said, yeah, though. Like, yeah, if I forgot what I said, yeah, please do remind me so you can at least know what you're apologizing for, girl. But Bren starts saying, oh, well, I've never yelled at anybody. And, you know, the way that y'all came at me. And Eron was like, I wasn't yelling at you. That was Sai. I didn't even know Sai was listening in the conversation. Clearly, she was ear hustling and decided to come on and join our conversation. But I had never raised my voice at you. Bren was like, I would never do nothing like that. Eron was like, yeah, that's because you like carbon monoxide, right? That'll infiltrate. Yeah, remember you said that? And Bren was like, yeah. Like, oh, girl. All right. So just know that she planted something in the background for you, Eron. I mean, well, shit. I guess that was the thing. The whole Jenna is poor thing. This Jeff Lewis thing gets brought up again. And Eron apologizes again. She takes accountability. She says she didn't know that Jeff was going to say that. Bren breaks into tears talking about, it's been 8 months. People still come up to me about that. Bren, if you feel that insecure about people questioning how you make your living, won't you just tell people and shut them up? It's just as simple as that. You doing all that crying and hooting and hollering, it's not that serious. Eron didn't say anything. It was all Jeff. Why is she getting so much backlash? Like, seriously. Girl, let it be known how you make your money. And if you got all these men in your life that you be flirting with and all your exes you still cool with and everything like that, it would not be hard for somebody to make those assumptions that maybe some of your exes are helping you if we haven't seen you work on camera. Like, girl, please get out of here with this. Like, I don't want her to keep dragging this. Again, she apologized, so move on. I forgot to say, too, Bren mentioned something about Staten Island, and baby, Eron was like, don't you dare call me no damn Staten Islander. I am a city girl, okay? I am Manhattan. Tribeca down. Like, don't play with me. I'm not one of them. I say, oh, gosh, okay. Girl. I guess that's offensive to New Yorkers, child. I wouldn't know a thing about it. All I know about Staten Island is Wu-Tang. Anyway, and that the white people don't really like the blacks over in that island, from what I heard. I don't know. But yeah, so then they talk about the whole Jenna thing. She said that Bren said that she did not go to Jenna to try to bash Eron. It was more so one of those things where Jenna wanted to know where Bren and Eron stood. Bren was like, we're good. Jenna was surprised by them making up so quickly. And because of that, Bren felt like, she needed to basically relate to Jenna and be like, oh, well, I mean, Eron says stupid things. You know, she made the comment about money the same way she made a comment about you, about you being poor. And so that was her being shady and also trying to relate to Jenna. It was a snide comment that she should not have made. And it was all based in ego, because once Jenna was like, you forgave her quickly, Bren started feeling like, oh, I shouldn't have forgave her. You know what? She said that about money. Guess what? She said something about money when it comes to you, too. Okay, well, at that point, they squashed it. It is what it is. Okay, we'll move on, y'all. And I don't want to hear about this no more. But like I said again, Eron, you need to talk to Jenna because you really do want your money back. Now, they talk about how Eron has a lot of things going on. She's breaking down about her mom having chemo because she wasn't supposed to go through the process. And then she was also talking about the issues that she has with Abe. But again, she didn't go into detail. Here go flirtatious Bren. Do I need to handle Abe? No, because we still ain't forgot about that little slick comment that you made at their anniversary party. Jenna spent some time with her, I was about to say husband. Child, that is her son. She has a year before he goes off to college, so she's trying to do some bonding with him. He like rock climbing, so they go ahead and do that. Now, they talk about college and what that would look like. She's encouraging him to actually go far away, okay? Life is bigger than New York City. She moved from California to New York, and she never looked back, so she a little worried that he might not want to come home once he leaves, but girl, go ahead and let him spread his wings. He'll come back home. He know where home is at. Now, then they talk about her car because, she has the vintage Mercedes. I think it's from the 60s or something. And that's the one that broke down where they had to catch the Uber. So she goes outside, her son and her friends, and pulls up her car, which is a 2024 Rolls Royce. It's a hybrid. She said she could afford to fill up the tank. She ain't got a quarter tank of gas, okay, in her new D-Class. But that's alright. Anyway, I like the new car. It's cute. I love the color. I'm not really a car girl, but I can appreciate a nice looking car. Eron and Abe, they're out having dinner, and we finally get down to the bottom of what's going on. But first, they discuss her resolving her issues with Bren, and then we find out that she's hosting the ladies at her Hamptons house yet again. Even though it's under construction, she's worried by the time they get out there if they're going to have some running water. I'm like, girl, then y'all might as well go somewhere else. What's the point of having it at your house if your house is under construction? Don't nobody want to go on no ghetto vacation. They talk about the issues that are within their marriage. Come to find out, everybody ate. Except for Eron. Because we find out that Abe was having some business dealings behind her back that she didn't know about. So, yes, I said it's either one of the two, and the latter was correct. The fact that he had some business situations that he was hiding from her. He sold their Bitcoin years ago. Their Bitcoin was piling up. She went into the account. She was excited to see how much they had earned because she wanted to use that to pay off a chunk of their mortgage. And like I said, come to find out, baby, that account was empty. It was on E because he took it out years ago at a lower price than what it is currently, or at the time of her confessional. Excuse me? That's a big deal. That's something that you definitely communicate to your partner with, especially if it's not just your money. So, she then finds out that there were other things that he had to clean up. They had some other businesses that he had to take care of. That I guess that was piling up debt that she didn't know about. And so, she had an issue with that because it's like, you're making decisions without me. And you know what it made me think of? Kind of put me in a mindset of Todd and Candy. Once she started talking about their relationship and how basically when they got married, they really didn't know each other like that. And Eron was dating people that had money, okay? She was getting flued out and she didn't have to pop no cooch to get all these things. She also is somebody who was born, I don't know if she was born into money, but she was raised with money. She was privileged. Versus him, Abe, he's somebody who grew up comfortably, but not at the level where Eron is. And so it's kind of like, how dare you make these decisions without consulting me? Don't act like you're more successful than me, word to Candy, when she told Todd about Olay, the taco restaurant that was just sitting still. So it just kind of put me in that mindset, like, don't be making these money moves without me when I'm the real breadwinner in this situation. Now, you know, Abe, he does his thing. I don't know what he does exactly, but, you know, he got a name for himself very similar to Todd, but Candy didn't necessarily grow up on money, but like I said, she came into the relationship more financially secure than Todd, and that's what it's reminding me of. Like, okay, yes, Eron got money. I was about to call him Todd. Abe, you might got money too and got a name for yourself, but Eron is the one that's really holding it down. Why y'all ain't tell me I had chapstick build up? Anyway, yeah, she was like, just keep showing and proving, you know, the communication is getting better, but don't do that shit again. I'm like, oof, girl. And if he being that secretive, you do definitely got to keep a good eye on him, because you never know what else he got going on. Sai and Uber, they meet up to go shopping. I mean, they really weren't shopping, but I guess they were looking at jewelry or something they was doing, child. So they have a conversation about everything that's going on with Uber. She has some water damage in her apartment, and so she's been staying at a hotel or sometimes in Connecticut with her boyfriend. Sai wanted to get into what's going on with them a little bit more, and she said that it's a real relationship to the point where her boyfriend declined a job offer to be close to her. So she was like, oh yeah, this shit is definitely real. But, you know, she's happy for her and all of that. I want Uber to upgrade her hair. Ain't her and Chanel Ayan cousins? I think so. I think I heard that. I need both of them to get their hair right. Get it right, because Uba, that white woman Karen wig that you put on your head for that confessional look, what in the entire hell? I'd rather y'all just wear y'all natural hair, because the wigs ain't working. How much are y'all spending on hair only for it to look a mess once it's on top of your head? Like, oh my gosh, I can't. Even her sewing, girl, I seen where your leave out separated from the tracks, girl. No, ma'am. I can't do it. Y'all making too much money. Y'all staying in these expensive houses, and y'all cutting corners when it come down to glam. Enough of that. So then they talk about Bren and how Uba is not here for the manipulation of it all. She was frustrated at the fact that Eron went back and told Bren what happened between Jenna and Eron in the Hamptons with the whole car and Uber situation, because she feels like you go and give Bren the facts and it's not even your story to tell. I mean, it is partially her story to tell, because she paid for the Uber and Jenna didn't give it back. So it is, you know, it's her story too, just as much as it is Jenna's. But she goes back and tells Bren. Bren takes it back to Jenna and twists words, and now it's become this big thing. And they're realizing that that's a pattern of Bren's, and she doesn't like that. And so because she doesn't like the way that Bren is playing things, it's kind of making Uba take a step back. Because remember, Bren is the one who brought up the Connecticut boyfriend on camera last year. But again, like I said, it's really on Sai, because Sai is the one who brought it up to brought it up to Bren. And it's making Uba feel like, oh girl, you knew that you wasn't supposed to tell. Sai brought this up to you, but you knew that you wasn't supposed to tell. But you brought it up on camera anyway. It's showing how unloyal you are. Like, or is it unloyal or disloyal? Unloyal.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
What's the definition of unloyal?
Loyal means giving or showing firm and constant support or allegiance to a person
Girl,
or institution.
Shut up. What's the definition of... Oh, Siri about to piss me off!
The definition of definition is the act of defining or of making something definite, distinct, or clear. This answer is from dictionary.com.
What's the definition of disloyal?
Disloyal means...
It's disloyal. It's disloyal. Okay. Scratch that. Unloyal is not a word, okay? But I felt like it wasn't. Anyway, yeah, she's realizing that Bren is disloyal. And so, again, it's making her feel like, I really ain't feeling how you moving around here. So they talk about going to the Hamptons. Now, apparently, they're supposed to be getting on a helicopter ride to go. But, Uba said, nah, I'm a ride out there. And so I said, okay, I'm a ride out there with you too. So I'm sure that's going to be a situation. The fact that the two of them decided not to get on the helicopter. People are probably going to speculate like, oh, what's going on? What's wrong? Do they have, some ill feelings? Like, what's going on? So the girls are getting ready to get on this helicopter to go to the Hamptons. You got Bren, Rebecca Minkoff, and Jessel, who we have not seen all episode up until now. Like, it's like 10 minutes left of the episode. But they're talking about how Sai is not getting on the helicopter. Bren is feeling some type of way about it. Like, she's trying to avoid me. Yeah, she's trying to avoid you because when she tries to talk to you, you don't want to talk to her. So now you're mad that she doesn't want to be around you after you've rejected her more than once. Make that make sense. And then she goes and says, well, she's yelling at me and this isn't Rikers Island. Girl, do you not know the reputation of New York in general? Not just Rikers Island. New Yorkers have the reputation of being loud, rude. So, if you ask me, she fitting right in. Hell, she is from New York. So, what are you talking about, Bren? Girl, please. You just want to play victim so bad and you're not a victim. Get over that. So they called Jenna because they waiting on her. Jenna in a car on her way to the Hamptons. And they're like, girl, what? You got to be joking because we sitting here waiting on you. and you clearly wasn't gonna tell them that you wasn't riding with them. That's rude, Jenna. So yeah, Jenna is not coming. She's in her Bentley. I think I said she was in a Rolls Royce. That just goes to show how much I know about cars. But yeah, she's in her Bentley. She's not coming. She said Raquel is driving too. Bren shady ass talking about, oh, I forgot about her. I mean, she is still new to the group, so it is what it is. All right, so off to the helicopter they go. It's Rebecca, Bren, and Jessel. Jessel looks good in her little blue. It's flowing in the wind. She getting her Instagram videos, and then she done tripped. Trying to be cute. Now, when they get on the helicopter, I said, okay, this is actually spacious. Because I was kind of like, yeah, how are all of them going to get on the helicopter? I know that's a tight space. But, you know, it's a lot of seating. Well, it's wide seating, so it would have been enough for multiple people. So they get into the air, and they're talking to Rebecca, and Bren is like, okay, well, when the people ask us about Scientology, what you want us to say? And she was like, basically, no comment. She said that she's currently in the blogs with the Daily Mail because, you know, they put out there that she will be appearing on the Real Housewives. And so she really couldn't give too much detail on what's going on. Now, I don't really know too much about Scientology. All I know is that people do associate it with a cult, and it has a bad reputation. It's very celebrity-based. I tried to look it up, you know, just something real quick, but I really didn't get a quick, like, Google search that I can really bring to y'all, just as far as that it's hard to get out of the religion. It's abusive, you know, that whole thing. Well, I was with Jenna, you know, when it comes down to religions, they all have their extremes. And so production was like, oh, so you telling me you gonna join Scientology? And she was like, Exactly. Whatever it is, they definitely have a bad rep. Bren looking at Rebecca like, you saying a whole lot of nothing, Miss Ma'am, so they don't trust her. I mean, what Rebecca, because now I'm just thinking about it, what Rebecca is just kind of like, girl, yeah, you just here. You're Eron's friend. And even when she was placed with Bren, and Jessel was kind of like, okay. I don't really care too much about her. I want to know more about Raquel. That's who I care about. But anyway, like I said, yeah, let's get down in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.